you have an interview in the next 3 days. We want you to be equipped and confident enough to build an agent within the next 1 or 2 hours and deploy it according to the company's requirement. Once you know you have built your first agent, then in the next 2-3 days you can start, hey, I am in Vietnam now, where should I go and eat? It will not remember that. It is purely about writing a very good prompt. Your output will depend fully on prompt. Moving away from two-dimensional Figmas or canvas-based prototypes to real products, I think the biggest takeaway is having confidence and also a portfolio of enough agents that you can talk about when you are applying for these AI PM roles. Today, what we'll be trying to give you is both of that. One is a portfolio, and second is the confidence to really build agents. So if you're applying to a company today, say you have an interview in the next 3 days, we want you to be equipped and confident enough to build an agent within the next 1 or 2 hours and deploy it according to the company's requirement, right? So I'll start off again with thank you for taking time today morning. We will try to do hands-on, and in the next 1 hour, we are hoping at least we have 130 folks. Out of 130, at least 80 or 90 of you should be able to have your own agents up and running. So I'll quickly check if you're able to see my screen. I'll just share now. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Okay. And so we will be covering the theory of agents slightly at a higher level only. We'll not go into the deep dive. For the cohort members, we will be covering the theory right after this in the class in detail. Right now, the idea is for the broader community to get their hands dirty and really create their first agents, right? That's part one. And part two, it will be great if we can have some of you on the camera. It gives us an understanding if you're able to understand this or not. And if you're not, how can we get started? I also see a few folks who were part of our first cohort who have joined. Thank you, Vinod, for taking time. Good to see you again. So Vinod is a GPM with Tally, and he's an active learner with us. Despite his course being completed, he does take time to join us once in a while. So thank you, Vinod. Good to see you again. Fantastic. Let's get started. And before that, have most of you got the link to quick setup guide of N8N? Like if you have not set up N8N, if you have not created your accounts, we don't want you to be struggling with that. If you have not gotten that, if it was not circulated, I will put that in the chat right now. And Sakshi, if we can recirculate if anyone joins in new, so N8N.
Sure. For everyone who had registered, you would have received the link way in advance. But you can parallelly, Arun has already shared the link.
Yep. If you haven't got it, now is your time. Meanwhile, we'll be covering theory. You can set up your N8N accounts. I'm hoping the cohort 2 members have already done that so that you can just get going as we create this agent. So we'll be building an equity or stock or mutual fund analyzer agent using DeepSeek as the reasoning model, N8N as the orchestration layer, and Google Finance as the endpoint to get the real insights of markets. Today being Sunday, we will have the data of Friday close of market. One disclaimer, this is nowhere related to any financial advisory or any financial products. We are not recommending any financial investments. We are just helping people automate their entire wealth management and equity and mutual fund portfolio outlook through the agent today. We are trying to help you create something where you can sit in your couch, cushion, sofa, and you can just run this agent, and this agent will do the entire analysis for you, right? So that is what we are trying to build. And this is how the agenda of the day would look like. We'll cover the theory of agents. I'll not take more than 5 minutes because we really want to spend time in helping you build this agent. Then we'll run the agent once so that we show you how the output looks like and how it behaves, how it works, and how it takes away almost 4 to 5 hours of quarterly analysis that you might be doing on your portfolio today. It does it in 2 minutes and it gives you that analysis. Step 3 would be where we'll be trying to spend 45 minutes of the session today. We will be helping you build your agent scratch from scratch. And then of course intermittently we will talk to you about how can you become the AI PM, how can you learn all these things. There are a lot of theories and concepts which are there in each of these components, which we'll not be covering today. But if you join as cohort member, and you might see majority of our cohort members are joining us to keep learning this. If you want to do that, how can you reach out to us, right? Again, disclaimer, warning, informational, however you might want to consume it. This is just for educational training of AI and technology. We are nowhere talking about financial products or financial advisory or financial investments. We will be just taking stocks and equities and mutual funds to do the analysis using some of these concepts of AI. And this is not a financial class, it's a technology class. So let's start with the theory of agents. Most of you who might be, who have joined are, we are assuming you are AI enthusiast or are learning AI or have been in this space for some time now. And what you have been using might be a chat GPT or a Grok or a DeepSeek or a Perplexity or a Claude. And the traditional LLMs, how they used to work is we used to give them a prompt asking them, hey, I'm traveling to Vietnam next month, create a 10 days itinerary, and it would give you a day by day itinerary, right? So it was a very reactive mechanism. It used to react to the prompts that you give it, and the answer was a one shot thing. It did not have any memory or mind of itself. So next time when you come and ask it, hey, I am in Vietnam now, where should I go and eat? It will not remember that you had asked the same query probably 3 months back, and now you have to just build on top of that query, right? That is where we were in 2020 and 2021. And if you remember, most of you, you can show by a raise of hands, is these models used to say, hey, I am trained on data till October 2017, and that is the most recent information that I might have, right? Do you remember seeing that part of the world? Fantastic. Okay, so and when we have evolved from there today, where we are or where we were in 2020 or 2023, also mid of 2024 was we came to a world where we had the concept of retrieving the most recent information, and these models started having memory and context, and they could answer on your previous queries. And that is what this central diagram represents. There was memory, there was concepts of RAG, and this additional context was used by LLM to provide answers. These were both reactive. What we have today is agents which are proactive, and how they are proactive is once you give it the context, it not only has memory of what you asked in the past, it also has reasoning capability. Where these LLM models come in, they try to reason what are the tasks that it should supposed to do. It uses certain tools, right? And using these tools, it tries to give you an output which is most suited to you, right? And we will cover this theory in depth with examples in the class right after this, which we have for the cohort. But for now, if I have to quote something, I would quote this research paper from Google which came out. I will quickly put this in the chat also. Let me, for people who really want to learn agents and who really want to go deep, you should be reading this research paper which came out from Google, and I've shared the link in the chat. This is the agents research paper that came out. It talks of very simplistic concepts, which is what is the model, what is the tool, and what is the orchestration layer. And as I said, we cover the concepts in class, but for a general understanding, this is how an agent works. So a user gives a query. That query is taken up by the model for storing it in the memory in short-term and long-term memory. Then there is a model which does reasoning on top of that, and it uses certain tools to give you an output that is most suited to you. The best example that is there in this research paper is flight booking, right? So I want to book a, are you able to see the research paper on the screen?
Yes.
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 Fantastic. So if you ask, I want to book a flight from Austin to Zurich, the question or the action that we have asked it is to book a flight. Now, this is where the model kicks in its reasoning and memory capacity. It does an action. It says, okay, I need to look at flight tools. What might be those tools? It might be a search tool like Skyscanner. It might be a booking tool like Make My Trip, where I have to actually book the flight. It might be airline extraction, where I'll get the code. And then there'll be a calculation tool that I will use to calculate the amount that it will have, right? It uses all these tools. It passes it to the model. The model runs them one by one. First it goes to Skyscanner, then it goes to Make My Trip, then it goes to the code scanner, does the eventual calculation, gives the output to you. So Once you have given it that I want to book the flight in March from place X to place Y, it will do all the analysis reasoning for you and tell you what is the best time and the most economical time for you to travel and what is the flight that will suit you the best. So it has memory, it has action, it has tools. And as I said in the class, we will cover the react mechanism of advanced prompt engineering, which is reasoning and action. How does it do reasoning and how does it do action? But for those who are not part of cohort, feel free to read this document end to end. It will give you a fair bit of understanding of what agents are. And this is sort of Bible for agents when it came out in November 2024, where everyone was referencing this. We will also share this as an after read for the class. With that, as I said, I will not want to spend a lot of time on the theory of it. We really want to get started on building the agent. The agent that we'll be building today, part 2, is this agent using DeepSeek as the reasoning model, right? We will be using Google Finance to get the most recent data of the stocks, and we will parse this output as an Gmail output, which will send you an email in your Gmail saying that, okay, this stock is a good buy, hold, or sell, right? If you want to try this workspace for free, there is this workflow that is already there in N8N. You don't need to do anything. Just if you want to try, you can pay $10. I will also open this one just to show you. We have this published as well. You can just directly go and consume it. Let me share my entire screen. So yeah, if you just open this workspace, you can buy this workflow for $10. It is end-to-end using Google Gemini's model. It is using trading view chart to get the most recent data, and then it does the analysis and gives you the output on the stock. This is what we'll be creating today. This is what we'll be building. What we are changing here is, rather than using because of latency issues, we are using Google Finance to get the most recent data. We are using DeepSeek model because it is economical. We don't want our audience to pay, so we have paid for you. We will give you free API keys so that you can run the DeepSeek model and you can explore as many tokens as you want. And we want output in Gmail format because we are assuming most of you would have Gmail so that you can see the output. Before we actually start building it, we would want to show you how this entire tool runs. So I'll ask in class, can you give me name of one stock that you would want to run that analysis on? Can you give me just one stock?
NVIDIA.
Asian Paints.
Okay, so I have a lot of them.
Nika.
Tata Motors.
We have to stick to one. I think we have Nika. Okay. Sushil, can you share your screen and just let's look at the existing model before we start building it? I'll stop sharing.
Sure.
So Sushil is a senior PM. He's also a fellow RA associate with us on product space for doing the Gen AI work. And we have built this model. So, okay, right now we have Reliance. Let's say Nika, and because let's put the stock of Nika. Yeah. NYKA. Yeah. And if you can just run through the cells and show the function Google Finance is using.
Sure. All right, sure. Okay, so before starting, I just want to introduce myself. So I'm Sushil. I am currently working as a senior product manager with Celigo. So Celigo is a iPaaS integration software platform. Core of my work goes into making integration flows, trying to build AI solution and features around those automation workflows. So that's a quick bit about me. Like now coming back to the cells. So what I've done here is I've used Google function so that it's economical and like easy to use. So we don't want to use an API integration and make the whole agent complex. So it's for the sake of simplicity, we've used Google function so that anyone with like without even technical and no coding knowledge can use it and build it. So I'll just walk you through this. So what I've done is that I'm calling Google function to fetch stock price, market cap, the price to earning ratio, the earning per share, what is the 52-week high low, what is the value, the current trading volume, and what is the average daily volume. So
and
these
functions we will be all sharing with you because it will not take you more than 5 minutes to create this sheet for you. People who have not done finance in the past also, we will share this entire row of functions that you can directly integrate. And Rachit, to your question, you can use the community version. It is free to get started.
All right, sure.
N8N,
So
yeah.
thanks, Arun, for that. So we'll be using these Google functions, and like we'll be using this parameters to perform our basic fundamental analysis. So now here we have added NICA. So I think I might have got an email for that.
Let's look at the agent, and if some of you can share your email IDs in the chat, we would want to send you an email from the agent itself. If some of you are okay to share your email IDs. So this is the agent that we have created. And this is what we'll be creating in the class today. Again, a disclaimer, we are not doing anything related to financial advisory or recommendation. This is purely for educational purposes. Okay, I've got many email IDs. Sushil, if you can just add some email IDs of these into the agent in the Gmail output.
Sure. Let me fetch. I'll go with okay.
Okay, we need to stop sharing email IDs. We'll just share it to probably the first 3 or 4, whichever we have. Let's add someone from the cohort as well. We can add Akshay and Ashmita. Let me see.
This Shekhar Shanky Jain. Okay, I'll add Utkarsh. Yes.
Yep.
Let's me copy. Okay. Do you want me to copy a few more or?
No, I think that's good enough.
Okay.
Anyone who's added, they can open their screen and share the email with us. Let's close this and let's try to run the agent once before we start building it. Yeah.
Okay, done. So now, as you have seen, I've added NICA here. I'll just execute this flow. So now you see, first the stock has been retrieved. Now that input is now added to the stock agent, the analysis agent. Here it is now calling the DeepSeek engine to make sure the analysis is done as per the model that we have selected for DeepSeek. We have updated the memory function here, output parser, and you see green check here means the email has been sent.
Sent, yeah. So people who have received the email, if some of you can raise hand and share that with us, that will be great. Meanwhile, Sushil, if you can share the N8N screen, let us quickly walk them through what are the components.
Okay.
So these are the 6 components that we'll be building today. We will have a very basic Google sheet where you will have all the portfolio of stocks that you have added. We will add them in a column. We will take the input from there. Certain parameters on which you want to do the analysis. We have selected 6 parameters, be it trading volume 52-week high, 52-week low, because that is our understanding of fundamental analysis. You might have read Warren Buffett, or you might have read Monica Hallan, different books and different screeners you might have had, right? So your screeners you can apply. We will run that through DeepSeek Analyzer, which is where we have written advanced prompts. It will have storage of window. You see the part 2 window buffer where we are storing which stock it is, what is the information that it is having. We will then parse the output that this model is giving, parse it in a certain way that it can be sent for the Gmail output, right? And once you send that out, your Gmail will get that response, and on click of this, as you saw, less than in a minute, your entire stock analysis is done. Anyone whose email ID was added, can you raise your hand and share your screen and show us the email that you got?
Maybe Utkarsh or Parag. I remember those 2 folks, or anyone else who wants to do it.
I have it, but I don't want to. We want to sound organic. So anyone who did get a chance to.
I got it. If you want, I can share it.
Yeah, can you please share your screen and just flash it for us?
1 second. Is it visible?
We can see your screen. Yep. Okay, so this is how it is. The email is sent, stock analysis report of Nika, trend and momentum. It is near breakdown and high trading interest. Now, this is technical analysis. People who are not into finance, don't worry about it. Your individual evaluation might be very different. Like the valuation is potentially overvalued, but it is a profitable company. Liquidity is stable liquidity. There is volatility of 0.14. Recommendation to this stock is hold, because the reason that it has given is the stock is near its 52-week low, indicating a potential breakdown. It is potentially overvalued but profitable, right? And how we have written that advanced prompt, what is the prompt, what is the screener logic that we have applied, all of that we'll share going forward, right? So this is how the agent works. I am hoping and I'm assuming you are vowed to a certain extent that this is something that you can do automatically without any efforts, right? So we will now get started and all of you will get a chance to build these agent on your systems. I'm hoping all of you have got N8N set up. And Rachit, we will tell you how you can select the Perplexity Pro API rather than the DeepSeek API if you already have that. Yes, you can start with 14 days trial also. Arya, thank you for sharing that. Sakshi, you had your hand raised.
No, Arun, that was by mistake. Continue.
No worries. Okay, so we will get started now. Sushil, if we can go to the
Sure.
empty workspace on N8N. In the meanwhile, there are, as I said, we are not covering, we will have a dedicated 3-hour workshop on the coming week where we will cover theory, concepts and everything. Today, it is purely about building your first agent and having that confidence that, yes, I can be an AI PM. Right. So, Sakshi, if you want to take quickly 2 to 5 minutes and just talk about what we do, we can start after that.
Arun, if you don't mind, can we do the basic setup or then I can
Yeah,
come
because
back?
once we do the setup, then we'll need to. Okay, let's do the basic setup. Let's start with the Excel sheet, and when the people are trying to set that up, we can probably do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's
should I
start with
start?
an open workflow. Let's go to your projects and then start with creating a new workflow.
Correct. So this is how a typical workspace looks like. So in this workspace, it is pretty straightforward. I'll just start with creating a workflow, which you see on the right. Now you'll be landing on a blank canvas. So this is your first step. So now, because we know that we want to trigger or take inputs from a Google Sheet, so I'll search Google Sheet here. And I want to do like trigger the flow whenever a new stock is added to the sheet. So that's the reason I'll just add on row added. So this is like a typical connector G-Sheet connector looks like. Now I'll set up a new credentials on like how can this connector talk to my Google Sheet.
So this is you giving access to your Google Workspace. First time when you're setting it up, it will ask you to authenticate using sign in Google. So we would want you to sign in with Google, create an authenticator, and once that OAuth 2 is approved, it will be able to give you that access to your Google Sheet. So that Google Sheet would be available in your drive then.
correct.
So just
And
go
if
ahead
you're-
and create it using your own individual Gmail accounts. Yeah.
Sure. Right. Arun. And if you're like using Google Chrome on any of the machines, so that makes it pretty easy. So whenever I do this, it will ask for me to select my email ID, and with the help of OAuth authentication type, a connection would be established. And you see this account has been connected. So it's like as easy as that. So now with this Google Sheet, this is automatically selected. Now I'm polling every minute because I want to make sure whenever a new stock is added, my workflow should be triggered after every minute.
Yep. Let's wait for people to set up their Google account, because once this is done, then Google Finance and Gmail output, all of that would be automatically sorted. So we'll
Correct.
give you 2 minutes probably. You can set this up, and once you are at this screen where credentials to connect with Google is showing available, let us know. You can just type it in the chat, done or ready with Google Sheets trigger.
Okay. In the meanwhile, like have everyone created this Google Sheet with the formula that were shared earlier?
Yes, for each new workflow, Google Access needs. So for each agent, you will need to create a new workflow. In your workspace, if you have already given access, it will show in a drop down that you have already given access to this account. So people are asking to show the Google trigger again. Sushil, if you can quickly show
Sure,
that.
sure. Let
Yeah.
me back to canvas. Let
No, I think
me
we'll need to search again. Just click on the plus on the
delete.
top right hand side. Yeah.
Delete it. So here, G sheet. So on the G sheet, instead of selecting Google Sheet, select on the arrow, right arrow here, because we want to select trigger. And then on row added or on row updated. You can select any of the triggers.
We'll have on row added because we might want to add more stocks, more than
Correct.
one multiple stocks. Yeah.
Right. So this is how you need to do it, and then it will automatically fetch your connections. So this is the latest one that we have created.
So we will get that, Palak, we will go to creating the Google Sheet and adding those functions and then pulling that Google Sheet from here. So once you have got this step, please say done. I'm able to access the Google Sheets credential. It's logged in. Okay, fantastic, Karishma. Once we see like 10, 15 people saying done, we will go ahead and create. Great. It's fascinating to see all the cohort members at least getting that done. Fantastic. Amazing. So let's go ahead in your drive and create an empty Google Sheet in the same account that you used to log in here. In the same account, just go ahead and create an empty sheet. Sushil, if you can go to the Google Sheets one.
Correct. So once you like create a Google Sheet here, just try to add this metadata. I think formula for the function is already shared, so you can
Yeah, I
directly
will
copy
again
paste.
share that document.
Hmm.
So we are document for Excel formulas.
Hey Shanky, do you have any question?
Yes, like I have set up the connection, but after that, what we have to do?
So
You have to go
we
and create a Google Sheet, empty Google
Okay.
Sheet. And in this document that I've put it in the chat, we have listed all the formulas. Sushil, if you can just open that document and show to the audience, I've put the link already in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my bad.
So look at these formulas are already given for you, all the formulas. You just need to copy paste from here. And we will now share the Excel where these formulas are there. So Sushil, we can show them the Excel that you have created.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I've just simply added this Google function to call the price, then market cap, then PE ratio, earning per share, 52 high, 52 low, volume, and average daily volume. So all these functions you just have to add. Please confirm once you have like updated the sheet.
Yeah,
created the
we
sheet.
will. It will take some time, and you can use any ticker. You can use Reliance ka ticker. You can use Nykaa. You can use Paytm. You can use Nvidia, right? So any ticker is fine. You can try to create it that. I'll just answer a couple of questions. Sapna, you don't need to download N8N. You can also run it on your local machine. You can also run it on cloud. You can also run it on the community platform. We had shared the document how to set up your N8N account. That should get you going. SN, this is not workflow automation entirely. This was also a question that one of our cohort members asked yesterday. Once we have this data, the analysis on top of that would be done using a very heavy advanced prompt that we have written. And the analysis that you got eventually in your email is a function of reasoning that the model does. So it is not just automating. It is not X is equal to Y. It is doing some reasoning and then providing you with the logic. Okay, so I will quickly show you how to get a ticker, or can you go to Google Finance, Sushil, just to show them how to get. Uh, yeah, so just go to Google Finance, and yeah, if you type the name of any stock here, let's just type Paytm. Yeah. When it gives you the result, NSE colon Paytm, if you see at the top in the search bar, that is where you will get the ticker name. That is your ticker name. Yes, NSE colon Paytm. This is your ticker name. And if you are looking for any particular mutual fund, you can also type that and you will get MTFT, which is mutual fund. Let's just type HDFC index fund. HDFC.
Sorry, Arun, can you spell it?
HDFC, Bank HDFC index
HDFC
fund.
Bank, okay.
HDFC index fund. Oh, Nifty 50, okay. Can you try Nippon India? NIPPON, Nippon India. Yeah. So if you see a Nippon India ETF index, see this is gold ETF, and you'll get similar ticker for all the mutual funds as well, whichever you want to track.
Right. So we can use this same agent to also analyze the Nifty piece.
Yes.
So rather than a stock, we can also analyze how the Indian market is
analyze anything. We can analyze ETFs, we can analyze mutual funds, we can analyze index funds, we can analyze equity stocks of India and other
geographies.
as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
So
can
if
also
I look for NVIDIA, other than saying National Stock Exchange, it will say NASDAQ. If you look for NVIDIA. Yeah, so it will say NASDAQ US. Your ticker symbol would be NASDAQ colon NVDA. Let's go back to the Excel. I'm hoping people are able to create that. It will take a couple of minutes, Sakshi, if you want to come in. We want people to replicate this.
Sure.
I am hoping you have created the Excel sheets and you have integrated your Google account. For anything related to cohort, joining the cohort, how to learn, any queries that you have, Sakshi is on the call. You can ping her on the side. And as I said, we will be covering the hands-on today. Theory and all of that is part of the cohort learning. So once you have this sheet ready, go back to your N8N agent, right? And in this, once you're selected mode as every minute pull, you should be able to see the document that you have created. Can you click on the drop down? Yeah, you'll have all the documents that you have created. Whichever is the name of your sheet, just select that. And within that sheet, you can also select the next tab or the sheet, worksheet, if you have named that tab by some name. Just attach that so that it is able to fetch the data.
Sure. And we will also add this the trigger. You can update trigger here also. Row add, row update. So that type of trigger you can update. And once this is done, we'll be just fetching just to see whether the data is correctly being pulled or not.
You should be able to fetch this data and it should be able to reflect in your this. If you are able to do this fetch test event, let me know. Kunal, if you're getting the error, you might just want to refresh and add your agent again. Amazing, Prashant. Fantastic, Apurop.
Okay, so now
Lovely, yes.
Now you see how easy is it to just configure and create your first
simple,
connection.
straightforward. And the best part about creating agents on N8N is every component that you create, you can see the output alongside it. So you know that part is working or not. Now you don't need to touch this Google Sheets at least. Fantastic. Praveen, Jyotika, Karishma. Fantastic.
Arun, Sumedya.
Go ahead, Sumit.
Yeah, Arun, I'm just stuck over how to add the ticker in Google Sheet. If you can just help me on that lines, I guess.
Ticker on Google Sheet would directly be name here. You can just
Name
add
of
the
the
name.
stock.
No, but it is not working for me. So,
There might be white space or there might be extra space that you might have given. Try some other ticker like Paytm or Reliance or Nika.
See, that worked. Try ITC, that worked. I'm just giving you small names, which I tried.
Yep. Fantastic. Thanks, Jyotika. Okay, so I see a lot of dones. Let's keep moving. So our first part of the agent or the first tool of extracting information is done. Now we will go ahead, save this and create our reasoning piece. So second part of, and these are individual tools. So first tool that we have created is Google Sheet Extractor. Now click on the plus and search in the document that we had shared, we had already told you there are multiple types of reasoning agents, right?
You can see all this here.
Different types: sentiment analysis, summarization, text classifier. And in the class, we will be talking about which one to use when. But for now, we will just use the basic AI agent. And in the AI agent, yeah, go ahead, Sushil.
Yeah.
We will.
Sure. So here in the like in the AI agent, you have many types of agent. So this depends on the what use case you're trying to solve. I'm going to use tools agent because I want to access two different tools. You can also use conversational agent for chatbot type of use cases. You can also use function agent if you want to call out of like a function from your workflow. You can also use plan and execute agent, which is more to do about planning rather than execution. Then there is React SQL agent. So these are the
We'll be
different type
using
of
tools agent because we want to select the tool, right? And in that tool, we will go ahead and then connect basis on chat. Yeah.
right. And here we can select for the data coming from the previous node, or you can define a logic here. So I've defined the logic or the prompt, which is what we'll be building now.
Okay, I think we lost people in between. Can we go again from the starting once more?
Sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll walk you through step by step. Let's just delete this one. Let's click on plus. After you click on plus, select advanced AI. Select AI agent. Yes. Once you select AI agent, select the drop down tools agent, right? And in tools agent, source for prompt. We will be writing an advanced prompt. We have already written that prompt for you. The cohort members have learned prompt engineering enough over the last 3 weeks. It is purely about writing a very good prompt. Your output will depend fully on prompt. If you go back to the doc and see, just select define below. We will be defining the action of the agent using a prompt. Are you able to come till this step? Define below. Just give me done if you are able to. Fantastic. Amazing. Yep. Yes, done. Okay.
So
select define below and give it as an expression.
Make it as expression because we can expand this, make it a bigger window so that it's easier for us to read while we type.
And now we will copy paste the prompt that is there that we have. Shushmit, thank you for sharing this. You go to the doc that we have shared in the chat. This doc, go to the equity analysis prompt, and you see we have written a very exhaustive multi-shot prompt with multiple examples of how to do the analysis and what we wanted to do. We cover this in the class as advanced prompt engineering, task, context. Just scroll down. Just scroll it down, Sushil, a bit. So you see we have given the input parameters that we are getting from the file: stock price, 52-week high, 52-week low, PE ratio, EPS, trading volume. Then we are asking it to do the analysis on trend and momentum basis, near breakdown, upper breakdown. We are asking it to do the valuation if PE is less than 15 and greater than 0. Profitability if earning per share is greater than 0. All this is written by ChatGPT. So we have asked it, refer to the books from Warren Buffett and write us a prompt which can tell us if the stock is worth investing, holding, or putting on hold. You might tweak these parameters. If you are looking for growth stocks, you might say, okay, I want a low PE, but EPS should be high. And you can say EPS greater than 2, PE between, say, 8 to 15, and just change this and it will give you your analysis. Correct. Right now, what you need to do, you need to just copy paste this entire prompt, this entire document, and put it in the N8N agent. Can you just do that, Sushil?
Yes, I'm just copying it here. Hope everyone can copy.
Everyone can copy from this doc and just paste it here.
Just paste it here.
And wait to see the output on the right hand side, on the result side. Yeah.
Right.
You will need to let us know when you are able to see the result with, if you see the green symbols, it is actually getting you the numbers that it is reading. Stock price. Yep. Anything which is red means it's not able to get that data. Can you scroll down the result, Sushil, on the right hand side so that we can show them that it is getting
but before
stock price?
Sure. But before that, I think there was a typing mistake or something. So some of you might get this 52-week high as a red. So how to resolve it is just make the I capital. So this will be resolved. I think the input is coming in. The format of input is something different here. Okay. So this is how you will resolve it. Hope it's resolved for everyone. If you're copying the exact prompt.
I think some of them are getting undefined error. People who are able to see the responses, can you just say yes or done?
Most of the like the parameters are coming red.
Okay.
Like
this is-
52, yeah, 52 high, 52
Some
low,
of them are
P,
coming up fine, some are
And P
not.
ratio.
We just
only
need
stock
to
price and EPS is coming green, everything is red.
Okay, so a quick way to resolve that is you can directly do this. I'll just show you here. So this is a stock price. So I'll just select stock price, drag and drop and put it here.
whichever
try
are
to-
left, just delete it and drag and drop from the left.
From the left. That should also do the trick. Not sure why, but it should work ideally.
Go ahead, Sumit.
Yeah, now it works.
Fantastic.
Utkarsh, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Or just series of
Yeah, I have doubts. Actually, I'm not able to follow through the steps. If you could just rework with them, if it's possible.
Okay, where exactly?
Can you close this once? Can you close this once? Let's
just
redo it
close
from
this.
starting. Yeah. Close this. Yeah, close this one also.
This also?
Okay. Yeah, back to canvas. Click on AI agent. Yep. Yes. So we have configured tools agent as the agent. Then we are saying source for prompt as defined below. In this, yes, we are selecting define below. Then click on expression, open it,
You
expand
have
it.
to open it from here.
Yes.
A small pop-out button is there. Pop it out. It will give you this bigger chunk of window. In the
Just copy
expression,
paste the prompt from the document.
just copy paste in the expression part in the middle.
Okay, I guess even my Google Sheet didn't link properly. If you could just open that for a moment and just show the step. That's it, just one snap, I'll be fine.
Just give.
Fantastic, Gaurav.
Okay, should we move ahead? Are we good, everyone?
Arun, where do we define the credential for DeepSeek here? Because tools agent doesn't call out DeepSeek
No,
anywhere.
we'll go there.
After
go
this,
there.
we will. So we have given the input now. We have given it how you should work as a prompt. We have told the agent that this is what you're supposed to do. Now we will tell which LLM model to use. So we can close this and we can define that also. Sushil, just save this. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So I think we are good till here. Now, once you scroll down, you have to select this require specific output format, toggle this button, because you have to make sure the outputs agent is formatted in a way that is nicely written and goes to the Gmail agent correctly.
Yep.
So just select this parser and you will see a plus button here. You can use this, or the other way to do is this. Just go out and select a chat model from here, plus. Both ways should work. And here you might be getting error because there is no model added. The model is mandatory for an agent. So once I do this plus button, I'll get the list of the OpenAI models that I can connect to. I can connect
So
to
I think
Anthropic.
someone in the chat was saying that I have Perplexity Pro. You can attach your Perplexity Pro here. I think Akshay has OpenAI or ChatGPT, right? You can connect that here. We are using DeepSeek. We did not want audience to pay, so we are sharing our open API key for DeepSeek with you. Select the DeepSeek model here.
Right, but Arun, just a second. So for that student who wanted to just check, so Perplexity directly doesn't have an agent here. So you have to use this open router to connect to Perplexity. But we have other open pre-built connectors. So you can select anyone. We are selecting DeepSeek. So once I select DeepSeek, you have to create a new credential here. I'll just pause for a second and see if everyone is able to access till here. Give me a go or a thumbs up. Can I see some thumbs up here?
Yep, we are seeing some thumbs up.
Okay, mostly because I'm sharing, I cannot see. All right, so I'm assuming we are good till here. I'll just proceed. So in the drop down, you have to select create new credentials. Because I've already created, so I have 2 accounts, but you can see this create new credentials. Here it will ask you for the API key. API key you can fetch from the document that is shared already. In the third tab, which is the API key, you just have to copy the content from SK. Just copy it this way. Go back to the agent. Add your API key and then save. So this green, like connected successfully means.
So this is also something that we want the cohort members to buy your own API keys. It does not cost much if you're working in a group of 4 when you're doing capstone, whichever model you like the best. If you see our DeepSeek API key is costing us just $2 and it can be used across by more than 130 people who are there on the call, right? You are 4 of you. So you should buy the model which you want to really explore. If you love Perplexity, buy Perplexity key, or if you want to experiment with Claude, buy that. Open API, whichever you want to use in your capstone project, you have to go ahead and buy that key. Right now, we are exposing this for today's workshop. We will have this key valid for next 2 hours. You can play around, test it out. After that, we'll shun this key out.
Correct. So you see, right? Like even the DeepSeek platform is pretty easy to use. It shows, okay, these are the number of tokens that is used by this particular API, and all those is being calculated. So as of now, I have shared spent around 6 cents so far for building this model. So it's pretty cost effective, I'd say.
So you should see this connection tested successfully once you enter this key. If you're able to see it, just tell us done. Amazing, amazing.
Done. So I'll just close this. Now we are going to use a DeepSeek chat and DeepSeek reasoner. There are 2 types of models which we can use. For this particular use case, we are going to use DeepSeek chat because the amount of thinking, right, it is very on the basic stage because we just have to perform some calculations and not really deep dive. But for cases like, let's say, if you want to find or research on a new drug, new medical drug, if you want to do some kind of like a high level analysis in that type, you have to use DeepSeek reasoner for a, let's say, searching of flight, doing this calculation, that type of easy use cases. It's better to use DeepSeek chat because it is faster than reasoner, and it's also cost effective. So this type of things also we need to we teach in the class, so that what type of model to use when is also a very important parameter while building an agent.
And for those who will be doing capstone, we will be evaluating with you, we'll be sitting down with you, letting you know when to use reasoner, when to use chat, when to use different type of AI agents. This is just getting you comfortable. Once you know you have built your first agent, then in the next 2-3 days, you can start building more end-to-end agents.
Okay, so I think we should be good till here. I'll just close this.
Are you able to select DeepSeek chat? If you're saying done, please put it in the chat so that we know you are able to. Amazing. Okay. It's fantastic to see at least most of our cohort members being able to do it.
So for me, showing an error, is this, I know what's the reason.
What is the error?
So the error is there was a problem loading the parameter options from server, invalid characters in header content.
Maybe the
authorization.
API key might have extra space.
Okay, let me check. Thanks.
Yeah, is your API key setup showing green? Connection ready?
Yeah. Let me check. You can
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, so we have set up our model. Reasoning model is done now. Next, what we'll be setting up is a memory to understand the information that it is getting from Google Sheets, right? So you can simply select a Windows buffer memory. How memory can be tweaked, what are the ways of indexing, we'll be covering that in the class right after this.
So once you are here in the Windows buffer memory, make sure to add this ticker name here. Just select define below session ID, then do drag and drop the ticker name. So what we are doing here is we are making sure that whenever there is update of NICA, the flow won't automatically re-trigger. So we're just trying to store the ticker name so that anytime the stock price change, the flow should not do analysis, because that's not a real business use case, right? A change of a rupee here and there will not really change the overall stocks buy sell recommendation.
Yep.
So
Can
this
we do
also-
this again? Once Windows buffer, can we do this entire thing again?
Sure. So I'll just delete this. So in the memory, just below agent, in the memory, select plus button here. On the right, the first option, Windows buffer memory. Select this Windows buffer memory. Once you have selected here, the first drop down of session ID, select define below, and then drag and drop stock ticker name from left to here. This is an optional step. We are just making sure we add this because these are the things that the agent needs. So as Arun told earlier, right? Agent needs a tool, memory, a brain, which is the LLM model. So we're just trying to use all those components so that your learning experience is enhanced. Hope we are good till here. Okay, so this is how a Windows buffer memory is being configured. Next is parser. Sorry, should I go to parser or wait for a minute for this to complete?
There are some errors in the chat. I'm just reading them.
Meanwhile, Sushil, can you quickly show this again?
Sure. Which part?
The Windows buffer memory one.
All right, I'll just delete this again. So you see the memory here just below the agent. Select the plus button, which will help you to add a new memory. Once you do plus, it will give you types of memories. The simplest and easiest is the Windows buffer memory. Here in your browser itself, it will save up to 5 sessions. So once I select Windows buffer memory, this page comes up. In the session ID, the first drop down, select define below. Once you do define below, it will ask you for a key. So what is the key that needs to be stored in the memory? So for me, that key is my ticker name. You can change the context length of the windows. 5 is default. It means till 5 session you can store this memory here. Okay, I see your question. Is it resolved now?
Yep. Can we confirm if it is done till this step? Can you just say done?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll just go back. This is how we have configured our Windows buffer memory. Now I'm going to select output parser because I want to move my data in a format which is easily readable by Gmail. So in the output parser, which is the last plus button.
Yeah, output parser, Siddharth, what you're asking is what you'll get the output. So once your model does the reasoning, that will help you get the output structured
In a format.
Gmail, yeah.
So I'm using a JSON format because I want this JSON to move to the Gmail correctly. So just directly just select this. This is the JSON example. We don't need to do anything here.
Yeah, this will automatically parse and convert your output into a JSON format.
JSON
Don't do
format.
anything, just select the parser. And when we configure our Gmail client, that is where we'll define the output. Right now, just select this output parser and keep it ready so that it can parse your output. Yeah.
Okay. Good till now? Any
Done
doubts?
till here?
Sushil, could you explain this step again? I missed it.
Yeah, delete this and let's do it again.
I've just deleted. So output parser, that's the fourth plus button on the agent.
Okay. I was using the third one. Okay.
Fourth plus button, and here just select structured output parser.
All right.
Okay, and after that you don't need to do anything. We're just using as is out of the box.
What is tool output?
Tool output is once your tool runs, once it does the DeepSeek and memory context of the ticker, it is giving the output is given, right? But once that output is given, we need to parse it with certain keys. That is where we use the parser.
And tools output, right? So for an AI agent, the ability to call other tools or other like an additional resources to make that reasoning, we can add new tools here. So let's say if I want to do this recommendation based on news as well. So rather than doing the fundamental analysis, if I want to do fundamental analysis plus with the help of news, I can use these tools here.
Let's not do that. It will be confusing for folks. Yeah, please, let's
just
not.
say here.
So in the class, Akshay, we will run you through another advanced agent we have created for PM mock interviews, which is Preply. So Preply is fetching questions all across the companies which are being asked. That is one tool, and there is another one which is fetching your resume and telling you, okay, on basis on your resume, what questions will be asked. We will show that in the class, in the cohort class right after this.
Sure. Thanks, Arun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I am seeing one error where people are not getting output parser as I think Ashmita Kunal. Yeah.
So for that, I think they might have missed this
Not
step.
selected, yes. So go back to your agent and select this requires specific output format. Ashmita, Saad, Kelvin, Shivam, can you toggle this one? Okay, I think people are now able to get it.
Perfect. Okay, so if you are good till here, we'll just configure the Gmail agent, which will help you to get those emails. So the plus button on the agent, plus button here, and then just type
Can
Gmail.
we confirm if people have set up the memory, the DeepSeek model, and the buffer before we go to the Gmail agent?
Sure. Just show thumbs up.
Done. Yes. Okay.
Sushil, what you have selected an output parser?
Yeah, do that once more. Just delete it and do that once more. I see.
Then sure. So output parser, it is the fourth button, output parser, structured output parser, which is the third option in the output parser. Because we want to move the data in a JSON format. Let's say if you are if you have a use case of like an e-commerce industry where you want to do it item wise. So then this is the item output you want to select. So depending on the use case, the output for parser changes. For our use case, we will going to use structured output parser.
Sushil, I'm still not able to get the fourth option. Could you please help me?
Can you select the AI agent and within that AI agent you need to toggle?
Double click on the AI agent, scroll down just below our prompt. We have this required specific output format. I'll just show you. So this is unselected. Now if I go, I don't see the fourth option.
I have to toggle required specific output format. Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
So once I go here, I add this, and then the fourth output parser comes in.
Got it.
In the output parser, select the third option, which is structured output parser.
Yeah, got it.
And then you don't need to do anything here. Just configure it as is and then close it.
Yeah,
and just save it. So we're done till here.
Yep.
Perfect. Next is on the right side of the agent, you see a plus button. Select that and search for Gmail connector. the Gmail connector. Once you select it, it will ask you what operation do you want to do. Now I want to send a message. So I'll just select send a message. You have to scroll down a little. Once you scroll down a little, you see a send a message button. Select send a message.
Well, let's wait here because let people get till here.
Yes, we'll just wait.
Let's do that again. Let's go to the Gmail tool selection.
All right.
No, one step at a time, Himanshu.
Okay, so
Yeah, for
plus
cohort
button here.
queries, please reach out to Sakshi. She is there. How agents help and how can this help you in your company in the PM role? What is part of the code? Please try to reach out to Sakshi directly. She'll be able to answer that. For enrollment also, she's there on the call. She can share the link. You can do that. We'll put this on YouTube in couple of days, Rachit, for YouTube. Let's try to answer queries regarding the agent setup itself for now. Yeah, let's do it, Sushil.
Sure. So I'll just select plus button again. Search for Gmail. In the Gmail, I'll select send a message because I want to send an email. So are we good till here, everyone? Should I proceed? I see a couple of yes.
Yep.
Okay. So moving ahead. Again, similar to what we did for Google Sheet, we have to create a connection using OAuth. So same way, OAuth is selected here. Just select sign in with Google. Select your email ID. Give N8N the required permissions. And then continue. So connection is successful. The window will close. Oh, sorry. Window will close automatically. Account is created. And close. So now you see, you'll be seeing this auto selected at your end. After this, are we good till here, everyone? Now we have to do like an important step here. So make sure you have all your attention here.
Yes,
So,
you need to give access and read permissions, Harsh.
We have to send an email. So sending permission is also required.
Yes.
Okay. So now, like I want all of your attention here because this is the important step I want to do. So just look at the screen and not your screens. So here on the left, you see execute previous nodes. Select this button. So what this will do is it will fetch the data which is coming from the agent. Now, because I want to format my email on what exactly I want. So the step that we did, right? Output parser. So data from output parser will look like this way.
Sushil, I'm getting error running in Node AI agent.
So, okay, let me go back just a second. What is the error you're getting?
It just says error running Node AI agent.
So have you saved the model?
Yeah, I saved.
Is everything green there?
No, the AI agent still there is a warning symbol.
So
Yeah,
what is
same
the
here
warning?
for me as well.
So what is the warning?
If I click on the warning, it shows issues a chat model subnode must be connected and enabled. Execution error.
Do you see this green on your DeepSeek chat?
No.
Right.
Can
So
you click on the model configuration, DeepSeek model configuration? Yeah.
So here you have to make sure you select DeepSeek chat.
DeepSeek
and
chat,
not reason.
Yeah, I've selected it. It's already selected.
And in the settings, can you see if your configurations are null and it's not having any note inflow, display note inflow?
On the setting, 1 minute.
So you should see a green button here.
Yeah, display note inflow is toggled off. It should be toggled on.
It is toggled off. It should be toggled off, and it should be I think it's not able to fetch your API key in that case.
Yeah, maybe.
Make sure you have copy pasted the exact API key, and there's no like white spaces or trailing spaces there.
If
I
it
think
is
it
able
should-
to fetch DeepSeek chat, then it should be running. Like there is nothing, there is no layer on top of DeepSeek chat.
Correct.
It should not be asking for subnodes.
Yeah, but
Just
I connected the same API. Somehow, if you want, I can share the screen.
No, we can take it later on, Shri and Shivam, because we are out of time already. It was a 1 hour workshop. So
correct. In the interest of time and for others, right? We'll just do that. Okay, just to like give you a little glimpse. So in the class, we also teach the advanced components. So like top P, the presence penalty, sampling temperature, right? These are the advanced techniques.
So hyperparameters that were discussed last week and this week are these. If you want your model to give you exact fact-based information, not hallucinate, so you can reduce your temperature to 0.001, and you can also increase the frequency penalty, right? And when you do your capstone projects, we will be coming in to tweak these parameters. The agent today that we are creating is operating with the default hyperparameters. Okay, let's go back to the tool of.
If someone is at my door, I just need a minute. Sorry.
Sure. Can we go back to the tool and show the screen for Gmail? Okay.
Sorry for the time back. So,
yep.
Okay. So in the Gmail, okay, going back to Gmail. Here, just add the email address to whom you want to send the email to. Next is subject. So in the subject, what we are going to do is I'll drag the state. This is the object, state object. I'll drag and add it to the subject. So what this says is stock analysis for NICA. This would be my subject line. Now you can do it hard coded as well. If you want to have a specific subject, you can just do that. Or if you want a dynamic subject for each stock, you can just drag and drop state here. Moving down, in this, we'll just do text. Again, expression in the message. Once I select expression, I have to pop this out to configure the message correctly. Are we on the screen, everyone?
I think we'll need to repeat the subject part, but let's do this one once and then we'll repeat the entire thing again.
Okay. So in the message, select the expression here and select the pop-out button to make it bigger. Okay, so now this is your message. So this is where how your email would be configured. So I'll just write, hey, this is your equity analysis for the stock you have selected. Congratulations on building your first AI agent. Okay, and then I'll just drag and drop the data that I'm getting. So now you see, right? As soon as I've added this city index 0, it is giving me this trend and momentum. So real time, I can see how my message will look like. Now I'll just drag and drop my city index 1 So this is giving me valuation. So on and so forth. I'll just drag and drop everything here. You can reorder. Let's say you don't want to have the volatility part. You can skip it. So this is like easily configurable. I'm just dragging, dropping each thing here.
I don't see the values come up though. I still have only the field names, I guess, in the
Have
output.
you executed this step? I told you to execute this. Here, there was a button, right? Execute previous one.
I was already seeing the the output here, and the output still doesn't have the numbers on them. It still just has the body of the text.
Maybe have you added any a ticker name on the Google Sheet?
Yeah, I have.
Nika or anything, right?
Yeah,
If you've added
IRFC.
it,
I included IRFC. I can show you. Oh God, this is
Can we
suddenly.
go back and do this again, the Gmail output setup? Let's rerun this once, Sushil.
okay, I'll just delete it and then
Because I'm
redo.
also seeing only 4 calls on the DeepSeek, so I think not everyone has been able to run that step. So at least, are you able to see these green tick boxes of step 1 to step 2, 3? Output parser, are you able to see green ticks before we add that?
Yes, I speak for myself. Yes, I can see them.
Fantastic. Okay, so your output is being processed. Everyone, can you confirm on the chat if you're able to at least see till this point before we add the Gmail agent? Amazing. Okay.
So
Yeah, now let's add it again step by step.
Sure. So again, plus button, Gmail, send the email. In send the email, I'll select this. So now, can everyone see the schema, the input? So anyone who don't see this, who's not able to see this?
I still don't see the data. It's.
And you are seeing this green, right? Everything green for you?
That's right.
And you're still not seeing. So what is the error that you're getting?
There's no error per se. I mean, I'll
What
show
is
you
the
what
output state? Is it saying stock analysis report for Nika at the top, or is it saying something?
So what is this value for
No,
you?
it says stock analysis report for stock ticker.
Oh,
Correct.
it is reading your ticker. It is not. So somewhere you have passed the
So here,
column
just
name.
make sure you have added this Nika here.
I have.
So why is it not picking for Nika? It is picking for stock
I
ticker.
think it's because the name of the column name, the stock ticker, he must have entered stock in the column name. So the difference is that you will have to change it in the code as well.
Oh,
The name of the column that you have.
got it.
It
Yes,
is
you're
fetching.
right.
It is fetching this values. The
Yes.
first row, ideally, it should fetch the second row.
Got it.
So when you pass it to the DeepSeek model, when you dragged the ticker name, you have to reconfigure that piece, Akshay.
Sure.
Anyone, if you can confirm if you are able to see this AI agent output in this format, how we are showing it on the screen?
Yes, I have received it in the same format.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. We see a lot of yeses. Fantastic.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll just add my email ID here. You can also add the same. Let's configure subject. You can do hard code or anything. I'm just putting it
Can
state.
we add multiple email IDs over here,
Yes.
or
Yes,
we
you
will
can
have
add as
to
many
integrate?
email IDs you want. Yes.
Just comma separated, and you can add as many as possible. So at the start of the session, we added 4 or 5 emails, right, from the learners. So you can add.
Where could I modify it?
What do you want to modify?
The output model. I need to change the row. Where could I modify that in the N8N workflow?
Sure, we'll take it offline. I don't think we can. We'll have to
Yes.
troubleshoot a little. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. No worries. Thanks, Sushil.
Okay. So in this subject, I'll just drag and drop my subject here. In the email type, I'll just make it text for simplicity. In the message, select the expression and select this pop-out button. What this does is it gives me a wider real estate to play around. I'll just add congratulations on your first AI agent.
Sushil, I'm not able to see those number of cities that you are able to see. I'm just able to see 3 cities in my case. I don't know why.
So maybe the output parser, right? I think the output is not correctly. So did you do any changes to the prompt that we have
You
provided?
need to look at the prompt. It's not the output parser. Output parser has standard California and format one. If we seeing city 1, city 2, city 3, then that array is getting populated. Maybe the prompt is not configured correctly. In the agent, can you go and copy paste the prompt again and rerun it?
Okay, sure.
I did that exactly, but it's still the same. I mean, up until the input part for the agent, the values are fetched from the Excel, from the Google Sheet, but the output is very strange. I mean, 1 second.
So, Sushil, can you complete this step? Can you just drop in the cities and can you send that email? Because people are asking, how do I send that email? And we will repeat this once more. Then we can come back to Akshay and we'll just look at how his DeepSeek is configured.
Sure. So I'll just copy paste all the cities here. City 6. So this is on the right side. This is the actual result of the email that would look like. Okay. And now once I configure this, I can add few more options, but we can add attachments and all those things, but let's skip it that for now. I'll just close this, save this. I'm seeing everything green. Now, if I add a new stock here, let's say Reliance, all my values are populated on the sheet. If I go to the flow, I'll just do this text workflow. So I'll just wait for a second and see if it is green for everyone.
Yeah, let's run so that Gmail also gets green and it is actually sending a message.
Correct. So now once you do this test workflow, see you see the value has been pulled from Google Sheet. The agent is now executing. It is talking to his brain, which is the DeepSeek in this case, LLM. So now once this is complete, your buffer memory will also be updated. And one more thing, if I can go in execution, I can exactly see how things are doing. So here you can see where exactly is the data being flowed. Is there any error? All those things you can see it here also. I'll go back to the editor window. Now you see this green on Gmail. I'll go to my Gmail, refresh it. Now this is the email that we have received. So for Reliance, it is saying the recommendation is hold because stock is at like 52-week low. It is undervalued, but the stock is like profitable. So this is the recommendation that we get. So just going back to this workflow, hope everyone has received their first email from their own AI agent.
Yep, it is just fascinating to see all these emails flowing in. And also do take a snapshot of your agent end-to-end running with all the tick boxes and this email. Share it on your LinkedIn community saying that I've built my first AI agent. It's great. to see people having confidence. And we will talk in the class about how do you tweak hyperparameters, how do you run multiple models on top of this. The output of one model can also be checked by another model. Like this DeepSeek output can be put across Grok and said, evaluate if it is good or not, right? Or you can have multiple layers where you are saying this first prompt is for Warren Buffett's outlook and the second one is around fundamental analysis by Ashwath Damodaran, right? And for multiple prompts, how do you configure that? That is what we'll be teaching you in the capstone.